Good evening, my family, and I'm glad to see you back in the kitchen tonight again. For tonight's pantry challenge, this will be a short video because I'm just doing a very simple, beautiful, not over tasting or not overpowering, a nice Atlantic salmon. I kind of wanted something simple and easy tonight, basically, and stepping away from the heavy creams and all that. So tonight we're actually having a salmon. This here is a 1.5 pound salmon with skin on, and I'm actually going to be cooking or baking this in the oven, 375 degrees preheated oven, in aluminum foil tonight. So I'm trying to get this so you can see this a little better. What I'm going to do is, this recipe calls for butter. Tonight I'm actually going to use ghee. The reason I'm using ghee, it has the milk solids removed from it. It has the water removed from it. It's got a very nice high smoke point to it, and it's got a beautiful nutty flavor. This is really good for Mediterranean dishes, and the salmon, it falls in line to a really nice Mediterranean dish. So, and what we're going to have with that is our home canned cut green beans that I canned, a side salad, and that's going to be our supper. So I am going to go ahead and get ready to make the sauce for this, and I will let you know how I'm doing it. All right. So we're going to start out with 2 tablespoons, for me, ghee. You can use butter if you want, and I have just about that much left in this jar. I'm just going to pop that in here. I'm going to put this on low heat because I want this to melt down slowly. I don't want to heat it up quickly. If you're using butter, please do that. The recipes suggest to do 1 piece at a time. Take it off the eye, on the eye. You don't have to do that, folks. Just put it on low, keep an eye on it, swirl it around with your seasonings, and that's all you got to do. Some of these recipes, I'll tell you, they just add too much junk to it. Once I get this melted down some, I'm going to be adding 2 cloves of garlic, minced, and I won't get too far ahead of that. With this ghee, I'm also going to be adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And yes, I will put the recipe in the description box for you too. So while this butter, or this ghee, is melting, I'm going to add my lemon juice. You know, last time I used this, I told you I was going to take that cap off, and I never did. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever learn from my mistakes. There's 1. And 2. So now I'll let these 2 blend really well. They say to cook it to, it reduces by 1 tablespoon from the lemon juice. I'm technically going to be brushing the sauce on here anyway, so, and then if there's anything left over, after it's done baking, I'll brush it on for the final and serve. So it's still going to have plenty of flavor. So we're going to get this melted. And once I get this melted down, I'll bring you right back. Okay, it is melted halfway down, so I'm just going to go ahead now and add my garlic and get that infused with this heat. Bring out those oils and the garlic. Mix that up really well. I smell it already. I love garlic. It's so healthy for you too. It's got some really good benefits. I kind of miss the fact that I didn't grow any last year, but I might try it this year. That reminds me. So I've noticed at our Walmart, when they have the garden center, or even our co-ops around here, they sell our garlic in the spring. And technically, garlic is supposed to be planted in October. By the time October comes around, there's none available. It's all dried out. They try to give it away for free, and you can't even use it. So I have to order it online. Does anybody else go through this? Alright, so our ghee is melted down. I've got a good simmer going on to reduce some of this lemon juice. Once I get this reduced some, I will be right back to add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so our ghee is, or our lemon juice has been reduced in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add my other ingredients. I'm going to add, according to what this says, my black pepper is going to be a 1/4 teaspoon of each of black pepper, red pepper flakes, and Italian seasoning. I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then mix this all together. Get the oils infused on all of this together. Turn off the heat and brush our salmon. Hey, baby.
Hello, my family.
Bless his heart. Alright. And there we have it. So now all we do is just simply take our pastry brush, come over to our salmon, and just brush the tops of this, just like that. Get all these garlic pieces on top. You want to brush every section of the top part of this salmon. I don't know if you can see all those seasonings getting put on there. This is going to be so good. I have done this with a Dijon mustard, or a Dijon garlic and Parmesan crust topping.
Check my little crop.
Okay, babe. Sorry, y'all. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say sorry. You already know this is a crazy homestead, so I'm going to stop saying sorry. But I have done this with a Dijon and Parmesan crusted topping. And there is a way I can do it with us for hubby to have it safely. But I just didn't feel like nothing like that. I just wanted something nice, light, tasty. So this is what I opted to do. Alright. So this is good and covered. Now I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to use this once this fish is done and I open it up. I'm going to brush it again. Now I'm actually just going to take the foil, create a pocket, I'll make a pouch out of this. I'm going to lay it on a baking sheet anyways. Need to stop wearing shirts now. They're too big. I'm still wearing the ones when I lost all that weight and my shirt's getting away on me. Alright, so now I'm going to take this and put this on a cookie sheet. We'll stick this in the oven for 12 to 14 minutes. That's just that easy. So let's get this in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for 12 minutes. And we will see you back in about 12 minutes and we'll check on our fish. Okay, so I just had something happen and I thought I would go ahead and share with you. You all noticed that I don't have the lids on the top, and I've mentioned this before, that it helps to prevent from false seal. Well, I had a really good example, which I done got rid of it by now, but Before I even opened these jars, I went to go get ready to prepare my green beans for supper and noticed that one of those tops were popped on my green beans. Now, I need to let you know, botulism has no taste and it has no scent. You will never know if these, especially in green beans, you will never know if they're bad. When I see a lid that's popped, and it was still on the jar, but that lid in the center was popped. When I see that, I instantly don't play. I drained it, tossed it. So that's I'm going to emphasize, please, when you can, don't put your rings on. It allows you to see what you have. Another good example, which I try to do, is periodically, at least every month, I will go through my pantry and I will check my tops. Make sure everything is still sealed. And a good way to test on some of these is on each end of this lid. Pull it up. If it comes up and sticks to your jar, that's good and sealed. So please check your pantry and don't put those rings on. I thought I'd mention that to you. That was kind of scary. So that batch did not go in our pot. So I figured I'd let you know. Okay, so our 12 minutes are up. Now what I'm going to do here is I folded this up to make like a well. And I'm going to brush the rest of this sauce on top. I'm going to put this fish back in the oven under broiler for about 2 minutes. Just to kind of golden the top of it and keeping an eye on it. So I'm just going to spread the rest of this. This smells so good, y'all. Some nice omega-3. Alright, so now this is finished. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the broiler. Ouch. Wrong one, dummy. Now I'm going to let that cook for just a few minutes. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and do our salad. I have a nice baby spring mix. It's got some, looks like some Swiss chard. It's got just baby varieties of lettuce, some arugula, spinach. I love this mix. These are what I grow in my garden too, and I cannot wait for them to come up. Then I have some little slicing cucumbers. I'm going to slice some of that up in here. Dress this on top. I don't really have any tomatoes, so I'm just using what I have. Cut up this second one. Now I want to make sure I pay attention to my fish because I do not want it getting too dark. Yeah, it's getting nice. I don't usually use my broiler too much. Hubby does a lot of grilling, and I find I like that better than broiling. So I just use it for every once in a blue moon. I think this is a second or third time that I've used it since I got this stove almost 5 years ago. And that's it. Now, I am just going to do some simple olives. I've got some Kamada olives. And I have some green olives. I'm just going to toss a few of these in here. And that's going to basically be my salad. I have some homemade ranch dressing I'm going to use. And that's it. Again, just something simple. There wasn't a whole lot in here, so I'm just using them up now. That was the Kamadas. Now for the greens. And this is the purpose of the pantry challenge, using up what we have and not have it keep it laying around. And that's it. Well, I've got 4 more. I'm just going to throw them in there. We like olives, so it ain't going to matter. I don't want to put that back in there. And that's it. I've got my green beans on the stove prepping. And as soon as this fish is done, supper's going to be done. So I'll bring you back to show you what everything looks like after it's been plated. And there we have it. Let's see if I can get in there close. How beautiful that salmon looks. The flavors are blended really well. Then we have our French, or our, not French, but the cut green beans from our pole beans. And a beautiful springy summer salad with olives and cucumbers in there. And like I said, I'll be adding some ranch dressing. But there we have it. Super simple. I'll put the recipe in the description below. Please be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you like our channel. And I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for spending time in the kitchen with me again tonight. Hope you really are enjoying these pantry challenge meals. Hope they're giving you some beautiful ideas, some healthy options. So until next time, much love. Mwah, from Parton's Heritage Homestead.